Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Back to kill the market on Monday. In this video, what we're going to be looking at are the fundamentals of the week. We're going to be looking at the some indices, US30, volatility 75. We're going to be looking at gold. And this week, instead of looking at all the major pairs, we're going to specify on one major, which is the Euro USD. We're going to look at a top-down breakdown so that we can actually add more value. I just realized, like, talking about all these pairs, it just gives you my views, but it really doesn't build you as a trader. So in this week, I'm going to do a top-down breakdown of the Euro USD for you guys so that you can actually add more value to your trading arsenal. All right, without further ado, let's dive right into it. If you're new to the channel, my name is Lawrence. You can call me Black. Feel free to subscribe and be part of the family so that you won't be missing out on dope ass trading content. But as you know, we're going to start looking at the fundamentals. So this week, fundamentals, as you can see on Monday, July 5th. Oh, by the way, if you're in the United States, happy July 4th. I know it's a little bit late, but it's better late than never. But so let's get into it. So on Monday here, some fundamentals have already passed so far. The Aussie retail sales, composite PMI for the pound, and service PMI, right? Just a couple of minutes ago. So in 14 minutes, we're going to have the ECB president speak, and also again on around 14:30, 100 hours. This is GMT +3, my time zone, so you better look at your time zone and see how it actually, at what time it will be occurring, right? So those are the fundamentals for today. On Tuesday, tomorrow, we have the interest rate for the Aussie dollar. It's going to be a very strong event, obviously, interest rate. We're going to have RBA rate statement for the Aussie around the same time. Construction PMI for the pound, not such a strong event. This German ZU economic statement for the euro. ISM non-manufacturing PMI for the US, also not such a strong event. We have on Wednesday, job openings, US CAD IV PMI, firms meeting statement on Wednesday. It won't be such a strong fundamental day. We have on Thursday, ECB monetary policy statement for the euro, initial jobless claims, and crude oil inventories. Again, not such a strong fundamental day for the market. We have on Friday, pound GDP, YO and OMO, manufacturing production OMO, manufacturing GDP, 3M over 3M change. Obviously, strong events for the pound. So on Friday, the pound is going to have a lot of volatility. ECB large speaks, President large speaks, not such a strong event because that obviously it's a speech. And then we have this employment change for the CAD, a strong event. And the Fed monetary policy report, obviously is going to draw some attention as the week closes in the US. So let's dive right into the charts and see what's up. So we're going to be looking at Euro USD, as I told you, top-down breakdown. So we're going to start from the monthly. From the monthly, obviously, as we can see here, prices broke above this trend here, above this descending trend line, after bouncing off this third touch, first touch, second touch, third touch, third touch on this ascending trend line. After bouncing off it here, breaking above this trend line, retesting it, coming back here, giving more retests. It didn't really retest any zone, but then last month is candlestick. Obviously, as you can see here, it's a very strong bearish engulfing candlestick. So I'll be expecting to see prices keep on heading lower because of this bearish momentum based off the monthly structure after bouncing off this resistance zone, right? So looking at the basic market structure, we have a low here, we have a high, and then we have a lower high, and then we have a higher high, we have a lower high, and then we have a high that's the same height. So what I'm expecting to see is overall prices are in an uptrend. So I'd like to see prices keep on pushing higher in the major long-term view. But then in the short term, obviously based off this strong bearish engulfing candlestick, I'd like to see prices come back and retest at least this market structure before looking for more bullish pressure to keep on heading higher. So that's based off the monthly. On the weekly, we can see that prices are in this sort of, triangle after breaking below this weekly market structure, giving a retest here. And then last week, the prices engulfed that bullish candlestick. So obviously, prices are still in a bearish move, are still in a bearish structure. So I'll still be looking at the anchor candlestick. Obviously, it will be this one right here because it's the largest candlestick. So prices are very still much bearish, if you ask me, on the weekly time frame. Coming down to the daily structure, obviously, we can see that prices are creating highs and then a lower high. We have a lower high. This is a low. We have a lower high. We have a lower low. We have a lower high here. We have a lower low here. Another lower high here. Another lower low again here. So prices are in a bearish move or in a downtrend on the daily structure. And so I'm bearish biased, and obviously it will be dumb to go against the trend. Anybody that knows trading will tell you it's crazy to go trade against the trend. So I'm bullish biased, obviously, on the bigger picture. So for me to be bullish, I'd like to see prices break above this market structure here. But until then, I'm still waiting for prices to push low. If they bounce off this market, if this trend line here, because it will be a third touch, 1, 2, 3, it will be a third touch, then I'd like to buy. But then my main point is I'd like to see first for prices to come until this resistance zone, because based off the bearish market monthly momentum before we actually buy. And the other reason is because if you count the waves here, you can see that's another A. We have a B here. This will be C. Obviously, here we'll be looking for a D. The E will be somewhere here. So then from this resistance zone, I'll be looking for prices to short until here in this support area before we actually take off to the moon, right? So this is basically my daily structure view, right? So right now, prices I'd be expecting them to see give me some sort of bounce here if we don't look for any market structure around here, and then fall down here before we actually bounce all the way up there. Now on the 4 hours, we can see that prices are in this falling wedge pattern, right? And prices did break above it, right? So now if prices break above this minor market structure here, this minor resistance, then obviously my bias will be confirmed that I will be looking for short positions in this resistance zone to fall all the way to this major support structure before we actually go higher, right? And that's the way I expect it to be. Eurusd all the way down to the 4 hours. So now that's my bias. Obviously, it's not a market execution breakdown, but it's a bias execution, right? It's a bias breakdown. So you actually know what to look for and how to react when prices do what. But currently, right now, I'm not going to be taking any trades. I'll just be watching the pen, see how it plays out to look for more market structures. Now let's look at the US30. The US30. So on the US30, last week, we did break down and expected the prices to fall, obviously due to this bearish structure here. We expected to see prices keep on falling until here 0.5 before we actually go high. Prices did not fall all the way down here, but then they did go according to our bias and buy and keep on going higher. So right now, I'm still obviously bullish biased. What I'll be expecting to see is, or what I'll be expecting for me to actually take trades is for prices to actually break above this market structure, retest before we actually go higher, right? So that's my bias on the US30. We do have gold. Excuse me, it's XAU. Gold, from the previous week, obviously, I told you I'm bullish biased. I'm bullish biased. So I was expecting to see prices keep on pushing higher from this market structure here. And so far, prices are still pushing higher. As you can see, this is the daily market structure. So prices are still pushing higher, and they just created a higher high from this high here. So obviously, that shows that the trend has been broken. So now from here, I'll be expecting a retracement on the minor timeframes to actually go higher. And if prices break above this resistance zone, I'll be adding on trades to actually push me higher until around 1900, around this resistance area here. So that's what I expect to see on gold. We do have volatility 75. Let's look at it from the daily perspective. On the daily perspective, last week's breakdown, I told you this looks like a double top, and this was the neckline. Prices did break. I told you I was expecting a retest here before prices start falling, and that's exactly what happened. Prices gave us a retest, and right now, as you can see, gave us a doji, lack of momentum, and started falling like crazy. So right now, I'll be expecting to see prices keep on falling based off this pattern. I'll be looking for entries in the lower time frames once prices break below here, this support area, and keep on falling down to the trenches. So that's my breakdown on the major Euro USD pair, Volatility 75 and the US30. If this video has been help and value to you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and the bell notification button so you'll be notified whenever we release future content in the future. Until next time, guys, this was your coach, mentor speaking, Black. Peace and love. Let's have a crazy, crazy, crazy profitable week. Peace and love.